I'm Kevin Davis, and this is the Catholic Family Podcast. And well, my dad's here to join me for it's political. I know you guys, many of you are probably sick of the political stuff. If you are, then it's fine. Please turn it off. No problem at all. Go and check out one of my mom's videos about the saints, or a priest's interview or something. It's totally fine. We don't mind it at all. But we do have lots to say about this political climate, about what's going on politically, about Biden, Trump, etc. And honestly, it's going to happen a lot from now until November. I just want to warn everyone, it's something that interests both of us. It's important for America. It's important for the world. And so we are going to comment on it. If you hate it, you can tell us. So far, we have not heard that hate, so we're going to keep doing it. If you really don't want to hear it, then comment, say, hey, we really don't want to hear it. I can't say it's going to make us stop, but if many of you do it, then okay, we'll definitely think about it. But right now, we're going to comment on it. Again, if you don't want to hear it, then please skip this video. We're going to start this video with a video about our unfortunate president, Joe Biden. Here we go.
For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 billion, I should say, in a 10-year period. We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump?
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
I mean, Dad,
yeah, that was something else, wasn't it?
I mean, so I didn't get to watch this. I listened to it. So I went on a bike ride. I'm going to full disclosure. I went on a bike ride with my son today. And I honestly have to get back to work here pretty soon, so we don't have a lot of time. But I listened to the whole debate, and my first impressions, Dad, I'll ask you for your first impressions next. Mm-hmm. My first impression is, first of all, Biden has absolutely no place being the president of the United States. He is gone. His mind is gone. And it's not like, I smile when I say it, but I shouldn't, because it's sad. I've had a grandfather who was senile, who fell to Alzheimer's. My wife's grandfather also had Alzheimer's. It is a terrible disease. It's horrific. I think it's really the true humbling by God of great men. And I think at least I'm not saying Biden was a great man, but of prideful men, at least. I mean, my grandfather and my wife's grandfather were great men who stood up for the faith, who stood up for goodness and truth, and eventually just their minds went. They didn't have it anymore. And it's tragic. It's horrible. Biden, nah, I'm not saying that's him. But sometimes you have these things happen that your mind is just gone. And it's clear. I mean, Dad, you watched this video, and I've watched, so I came back and I watched a few minutes of it. I mostly listened to it. But when you watch it, Dad, he's gone. This is something crazy. I can't even believe it. Like, I'm actually legitimately fairly shocked. I mean, I don't want to exaggerate this, but this is fairly shocking. He is gone. Yeah. Like, I think he could die in the next few weeks. I'm not kidding. Like, that sounds extreme, but he's gone.
Well, this is the way he's been. This is the way he's been for a while. I think what's interesting to me is that you'll see these highlights or lowlights or whatever, outtakes or whatever, where he does basically what you saw in the open there. And of course, you've got aides that are saying, "Oh no, he's still sharp," or whatever. But I think what you saw for 90 minutes on the debate stage was the real Joe Biden, which is basically kind of wall to wall fuzziness and
Yeah.
all that, with moments of just pure unclarity. And yeah, right.
I mean, just imagine,
like that,
just
yeah.
everyone, imagine if Dad's talking to me and I'm just sitting here on the other side. So Dad's talking and I'm just like,
Yeah. Right. And
that's what he looked like, Dad.
it looked like, yeah.
I just looked for a few minutes. I mean, he looked like a corpse.
Right.
What on earth? That's
Yeah.
the president of the United States, the president of the quote unquote free world. Are you kidding me? He's gone. He's gone. He's gone, Dad. I mean, like, this is not just, I mean, like, okay, I am a Republican, if you want to call me that, conservative. I'm a traditionalist. That's what I want to call myself. I'm a traditionalist. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't like really quite literally anything he stands for. I can't see anybody, and I've seen CNN, ABC, MSNBC, etc., come out and say this too. They're in a panic, because they can see also, they can't hide it anymore.
Right.
The man is senile. He is gone.
Right.
So what now?
Well, one of the real interesting takes that I saw this morning, I've done a little bit of poking around to see what the Democrat, reaction to this whole thing was. And one of the interesting ones is basically you're seeing Democrats now saying, the conservatives have been saying that this was going to be the case, that he was gone and he was mentally unfit. And yet we've had Karine Jean-Pierre and we've had Nancy Pelosi and we've had all the rest of these, people saying that, no, he's totally fit. He's great. He's awesome. And now we know we've been lied to. And
I mean, Karine Jean-Pierre, she has an IQ of what, 30? I mean,
she's.
I know I should be charitable, but I mean, come on. Anyway, sorry, go ahead. Eventually, it's such a joke. It's like, really? We live in a country, how many millions, hundreds of millions of people do we have in our country? And this is what we have. This is what we have to represent us as a president, as a press secretary. Are you serious?
Yeah, well, that's a separate argument of why we've gotten to this point, but certainly we have, and now I think we need to figure out, I think you and I wanted to talk about how did we get here, where are we, and where do we go next, which I think is the interesting part of this discussion right for today.
How do we get here? We're a country of 51% idiots. I mean, sorry, but it's true, and I think that's something that I think is changing. I think people have seen, oh shoot, well, my bread that used to be $1 is now $4. That's a problem. And so, whoops, I better not vote for the same guy who made that happen. And I think that's truly happening. I think people are waking up to the fact that inflation is very real. It's real in Germany. I can tell you that for sure. And we got to change that. So that's where, it happened because people vote on their emotions, not on reality. And I think this election is going to be different. So the question then is, okay, where are we? Yeah, we just had two 80-plus-year-old men argue on a stage about what their golfing handicap is, which is pretty remarkable. It was actually pretty funny, but it's also pretty.
I saw a comment that I got to jump in real quick. I saw a comment that said that they did not get worked up a whole bunch when they each called each other the worst president in American history. But boy, you start talking about that golf.
It's true. It's true, right? It's like, you're the worst president. You should be in jail. You have a 6 handicap. What? Yeah. No, it's true. No, it absolutely happened. But it shows you the extent of where we are as a country, and as our presidency. And again, I think we both could say, again, we're not huge fans of Donald Trump.
Right.
But right now, it's no question. And I saw several people talking about this just as they walked on the stage. Biden looks like someone who should be dying. I mean, Dad, I mean, I'm barely exaggerating. I know I say that and people are like, oh, come on, Kevin, be nice. Did you watch it? He looks like he's not far from death, guys. I'm sorry. That's what he looks like. I mean, I hope, I have no wish for him to die. I hope he dies. He's a Catholic. I certainly hope he makes his peace with God with a true priest. He confesses his sins and he goes to heaven. I don't want anybody, Joe Biden included, to go to hell. I hope he figures it out. I hope he finds eternity very sincerely, very seriously. But right now, the man is not all there. So Dad, so the next question, we got the next half of our show, 10 minutes. What on earth are the Democrats going to do? What are they? Because I was just listening to a couple of shows before we did this. And so the delegates have already been called. The delegates are called. So they are, I'm trying to find a polite way to say this. They are in trouble, the Democrats. So pretty much, unless Joe Biden says, I will no longer be the Democratic elect, not or the
nominee, yeah.
the nominee. Thank you. Then they're done. They're done. Like Trump won today. No one disagrees with it. No one. I don't care if you're this press secretary, this insane, wonky lesbian woman. She sees that Trump will win today. So what do they do?
Well, I mean, first of all, they've got no sense or no respect whatsoever for rule of law or
No.
for process or anything like that. So they'll do whatever they want to do, and they'll find an excuse to do it. And they won't care. And I'll tell you, the guy who's been on this for almost since the start has been Vivek Ramaswamy, who's been saying for a long time that they're going to swap out Biden.
Michelle Obama.
He thinks it's going to be Michelle Obama, and I saw something recently, and he had said this at one point, and Michelle Obama came out and said, nope, I'm not going to do it. I just don't want it to do that. And they asked Vivek about it, and he said she's not going to be given a choice. It is a directive that's going to be coming down on high to Michelle Obama, and the only reason they're doing it is because she, whatever you want to call Michelle Obama, it has star power. And so what they want to do is basically introduce Michelle Obama at the latest point possible, which is probably at the convention. And then basically give her 2 or 3 months of this honeymoon period that the Democrats will have with her before you start to really that honeymoon period wears off and you start to see the real thing, and they can hopefully, that's, I think, kind of what they want to do to get through to the election.
Dad, I just appreciate that you're giving the proper pronouns to him, her, right, yeah. Possible. We don't really know what he, she is. But anyway, whatever conspiracy theories or not you want to believe. Yeah. No, I'm with you. And I think that it's really bizarre. I mean, I don't see anything else. And I've listened to here in the last few hours to what could happen and what they want to happen. And I think you have a few possibilities, right? And I mean, I think my first question, Dad, and I'll ask you this. Mm-hmm. I think that either it's got to be one of two things, right? It's got to be either the Democrat Party is so dumb, and I mean so dumb, like you can't even imagine how dumb, bottom level dumb,
right?
That they put Joe Biden in a debate with Trump when they knew that Joe Biden has no mind. He's done. He's gone.
Right.
Everyone sees that now, Dad. Everybody, and they've seen it for months, probably years. So maybe there's two options. Number one, they're so dumb they thought no one's going to care because everyone hates Trump so much. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's option number one, right? And then option number two is, okay, we actually want to lose. We give up. 2024, no, fine. You guys win. Okay, I guess there's three options. We'll talk about option number three in a second, a little bit. We give up. Trump wins. You guys take over all of this mess that we've created. And then Trump started in some of it. That's true. I'm not saying Trump's perfect, for sure. But whatever mess we're in now, inflation, immigration, blah, blah, blah. Trump takes it over. Have at it. Good luck. And guess what? AOC is going to be our candidate in 4 years. So, then you're in trouble. And I think that's my option. Now, number three, we'll talk about real quickly. I'm not a big fan of the black pill. Everyone knows that. All your black pillers can go and eat a pillow, in my opinion. But yeah, the last opinion is that this is all a plan. It's all to get Trump in so that Trump can continue the agenda of the JOOS, I suppose. Dad, what do you think?
Yeah, you got that, and then I think you even got another, well, what I would consider a fourth option here, that basically this is all pre-planned, not from the JOOS and not from the Democrats, but from Trump and the Republicans, and basically they wanted, they said this is not a normal 4-year election, and that they basically had a 12-year plan when Trump got in to, number one, 4 years to expose the evil, to expose this deep state, expose the swamp. Number two is second 4 years would be to put them into charge and let them completely break everything, give people a pure taste of communism, of real communism. And then the third 4 years would be just to clean it all up and to take out that communist element. So, I mean, that's an option too. I don't know. It's one that I see some merit to, but I don't know if I 100% buy into it. But yeah, the black pill one, that it's higher evil forces that are jerking the strings of both Trump and the other side. I just can't buy into that one.
Yeah, and I don't really buy into the other one either, the number 4 option that is just like this great 4D chess. I mean, I think Trump is smart. I think he is a great businessman, and I think he understands a lot of things. Purely my personal opinion, he gets a lot of things wrong. We saw that with his opinions on abortion. Certainly not 100% correct in this, not even close. But better than Biden, for goodness sake, who's a Catholic, for goodness sake. So stop it with your black pilled, oh, Trump's is, yeah, what about Biden, for goodness sake? He wants to kill babies when they're past 9 months, so shut up. I'm sorry, shut up. But Trump wants to actually at least curve the abortion. Is it perfect? No. Am I going out there and saying, Trump? No, I'm not. But objectively, it is better.
Right.
Come at me, bro. Come at me in the comments. Can you tell me otherwise? Is it better that Biden gets president and then kills babies at 9 months? I'm sorry. These people you're my biggest enemy. You're stupid black pillars. You drive me crazy. Now, and because it's like, I mean, again, I'm not saying Trump's perfect. What is your option?
Right.
What is your option? Let's bury our head in the sand and cry, and then Biden wins and then kills all the babies. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot. So I know I always go into this, but I get so upset about it because this is my biggest issue. Catholics, this entire idea of true traditional Catholics having this impression that we should just moan and groan and everything's bad and evil and it's all planned by the deep state to win everything, and it's all the Jews who want to collapse the country, so we're not going to vote or do anything.
Yeah, and I think that really, honestly, at this point, if you're looking at the two sides, and one side, and not just Trump, okay, Trump is the head of it, but you've got leaders overseas. You got the AFD in Germany. You've got Marine Le Pen. You got Malay and all these different leaders, and you got them, and then you got the JD Vance and Vivek Ramaswamy and all these different leaders in the United States. And if you want to say that there's no substantive difference between them and Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, Macron, Hillary Clinton, and all them, you're way overthinking things.
Yeah, and you're off base. And honestly, it's not just overthinking things. You're go home, rethink your life, and shut up. Shut up. Yeah. Stop talking. I'm sorry. I have no time for you.
Right.
Just stop talking and be quiet. I'm not saying everyone has to go and vote. I'm not saying that. I don't. I'm not saying anyone has to vote for Trump. For sure not. Not at all. That is not my opinion. That's not my point. It's not my opinion. My opinion is you can't just go bury your head in the sand and say, it's all bad, so I hate America. That is sinful. Go look it up. Look it up in canon law. You can't do that. You can't do it. If you want to say, my opinion is that there's no good option. I don't want to vote for Trump or Biden. Fine. That's fine. But do it with an actual mind to what you've looked into, to actually research it, actually think about it, and if you say, no, I still can't do it, fine, I'm not judging it. I'm no moral theologian. My issue is when people go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say, if these folks who say, hey, I'm not going to vote, and I'm not going to do this or that, and I'll tell you what, if you are out running for school board, okay, if you are out making a difference, if you are out meeting with the mayor and talking about the concerns of Catholics, if you're going to pancake feed, whatever it is, and getting to know people in your community, if you are actually socially active, politically active like that, then I think you have a leg to stand on. But that's what I don't like is, like you say, I sit on Twitter, I complain all day long about the state of things, and I don't do anything positive. You're not helping yourself. You're not helping anybody. You may have a few disciples.
You're hurting.
But you're hurting us. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's baseless. It's just, and then they would call us conspiracy theorists because, well, we actually like Trump. Well, you guys are a bunch of morons. I can hear it already. I don't love Trump. I'm not saying I love Trump. And I mean, like Vivek Ramaswamy, I have big questions about him. Big questions. Mm-hmm. But you know what he says? What's Bukele from El Salvador?
Right.
You know what he says? He says, and they actually act on this, that what they want is the will of God in their country.
Right.
And I guarantee you the black pill people are saying, well, I don't like that because he's actually not a Catholic. Shut up! I can't take it anymore. Like, these guys just take a win. Take a win when you have a win. If Trump wins over Biden, it's a win. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's great. It is a win. Biden is a maniacal moron with no brain who wants to kill your babies after they're born.
Right. Yeah.
Is that what you want? Or do you want Trump who, he's not perfect. He's not pro-life. He's not pro-life.
No.
But he doesn't want to kill your babies. No, he's not. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying he's a saint. Mm-hmm. He is objectively better. Prove me I'm wrong. Someone, I dare you. If you can prove me that Biden is better than Trump in any way, I'll give you $100.
Well, and I think what you got going on here,
handshake.
In that regard, yeah, there you go. We got if you got a football team, NFL team that's 1-16, right, and wants to go to the Super Bowl, and I think what you're seeing from the black pillars, they want to go to the Super Bowl, right? You got to have a season or two where you go 8-9, 9-8, and you build and you do things right. Trump is that 8-9, 9-8 type of guy. He's not a Catholic monarch, but he's a guy that moves us in the right direction. He moves us in that direction, and so we've got to have some this period of rebuilding before we can be something great. And he takes us in the right direction.
And this is my big issue. Is like, okay, so. Again, we've said this a couple times, but okay, yeah, I agree. So Trump's not going to lead us there exactly. He's going to get us one step further, a couple of yards down the line.
Yeah.
And so what's our mindset as a fan, as a football fan, in terms of the grand scheme of things? And I think this is, again, the black pillars is just like, end the game. We lost.
Right. We lost. Yeah.
We lost, guys. It's done. It's third and 10, third and 20. Let's say third and 20. Mm-hmm. It's done. Just stop. Just call the game, blow the whistle. Just go and cry. Go on the sideline and cry, guys, because it's done. Because just stop. Now, why not? Why isn't Kevin Davis? Why isn't somebody else going on the sideline? Going off the sideline and saying, "Hey, okay, I'll take this. I'll take the ball. I'll be quarterback. I'm going to throw the pass that's going to win this game." Why don't we think like that? And maybe you're going to be you're not going to be the quarterback. Maybe you're going to be the guard, or you're going to be the water boy. I don't care what you're going to be, but you're going to be part of this team that's going to win this, and this mentality of, we're just going to lose, so just blow the whistle. Sorry, guys. Just go and cry. Anyway, I know I've gone off. Yeah, Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate is a loser, moron, idiot, but he gets some things right.
No, and I was going to say Andrew Kiernan from
sorry. Go ahead.
And he said it just right. I mean, it was an excellent show, and he said it just right when he said, basically what these people are doing is saying, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with these problems. I'm going to let my children and your children and our grandchildren deal with it. And we're just going to
Yeah.
sit and basically we're going to poke fun at it. We're going to laugh at it. And we're going to tell it, say how evil it is, and we're going to rise above it. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
No, because you're leaving it for your children to clean up the mess. And that's what I think why we fight.
I know people don't want to hear this, and I know I keep talking about it all the time. And we talk about politics, and I bring it up, and we talk about whatever, and I bring it up. But I think, and I really, really, really determine this. I really think this is true, that the Catholics, the true traditional Catholics, who know all of the issues, who know everything, who understand that we have no pope right now, we have an issue in our society, etc., and those who just decide, no, sorry, it's done. The game has been called. I truly, really, truly believe that is the problem. When good men do nothing, when good men just sit down and say, no, sorry guys, I'm not going to play the snap at left guard because I know we're going to lose.
Right.
It's 3rd and 20. I know we're going to lose, so I don't want to play. I don't want to get hurt. I'm just going to, I don't want to play. No, come on. Let's go. Let's be optimistic about what happened with Trump and Biden. Trump's not perfect, but it's certainly better than Biden. No one can deny that. Unless you are a black-pilled moron, you can't deny it. So admit it. It is a good thing that happened last night. It's good that Trump absolutely swept the floor with him in every way, partly because Biden's a moron and partly because Trump's better, even though he's, also 78 years old. Right. No, he wasn't great. He was better. He was okay. He was fine. Biden is gone. He's gone. So let's take a win. Let's admit that it's like right now, it looks like it's going to be Trump for 4 years. I can't even real quickly. Let's end the show, Dad. We've already gone longer than I wanted to. Sorry, guys, for all the rants. It's just my passion. Everyone knows that. My biggest problem. That's why I left Twitter or X, or whatever you want to call it, is because all of you black pillars. So thanks a lot, you guys. Dad, let's just give 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes. What can they act? What are their actual options? Are they going to go? So we talked about Michelle Obama. I don't think it's going to happen. So so my opinion, okay, I think they run with Biden. They lose. Done. End. Yeah. Period. Unless they somehow cheat amazingly. But I don't think so. So Biden runs, they lose. So then it's Gavin Newsom is by the betting terms the number 2. So he is officially the number 2.
Yeah.
My opinion would be then Michelle Obama or Hillary Clinton. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's kind of where I am too. I think it's probably Gavin Newsom. Well, and think about it. I mean, if you're Gavin Newsom, if you're Hillary Clinton, if you're Michelle Obama, do you really want to get in here and step in the middle of this? I mean,
no.
That's why I think it actually could end up being somebody like, some obscure governor or Hakeem Jeffries, who's the
True.
House Minority Leader for them, that the party will go to him and say, you know what, take one for the team here, and we'll set you up for life. We'll give you a house. We'll make you Speaker of the House somewhere down the road. We'll give you something in return. But I mean, Gavin Newsom is going to be the end of his career, I would imagine, unless he thinks he can get in here, get his butt kicked this year, and then come back in 4 years, nominee and win. But I don't know why any of those three would even want it.
Well, and look at it this way, Dad. And again, we're running out of time. But I mean, in the next 4 years, think of it this way: who do you have running in the next 4 years for the Republicans? You got guys like Vivek Ramaswamy. You got J.D. Vance. You've got, even if you want to go down down the lines of the neocons, you got other people. There are plenty of people who are going to run for president who are energetic, they're fun, they're lively, they are going to bring charisma. The Democrats have, I always want to go back to AOC because I think AOC is the plan, because I think AOC, she's attractive, she's Mexican, whatever she is, she's, a Spanish heritage. She doesn't have a brain, but that doesn't care. That doesn't matter if you're a Democrat, obviously. Yeah, and I think she's got to be their long-term plan, and it would be a smart plan because I think you could win a lot of people's votes with AOC. I do believe that because she's communist, like almost unapologetically communist. I mean, certainly socialist.
And she articulates the position well, whether you like her or not. She articulates the position
she does.
well.
And honestly, I appreciate AOC much more than I appreciate someone like Gavin Newsom. Much more. Like Gavin Newsom is just like, hey, I sold my soul to the politics many years ago. Just give me whatever, and I will do whatever. That's Gavin Newsom. That's Joe Biden. They don't care about anybody or about anything. AOC, I think, actually does have beliefs. They're dumb. They're insane. They're evil.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it. I'm not saying they're good, but she actually has beliefs.
She has them, yeah.
And that is actually going to stand for something. I think 4 years from now, if they run with her or someone like her, they could be dangerous. But otherwise, the Republicans have way more going for them, depending on what happens. Now, if Trump wins and he creates a good economy again, which he should, we don't see why not. He did it before. It's clear he has a plan of how to do it. America first. Wow, insane, crazy. What a Zionist. It actually works. Amazing. It's incredible. Biden has no clue. If Trump actually deports people and actually closes the border, Republicans win in 4 years.
Right.
I mean,
and he'll drill for oil. He'll drill for oil too.
Yeah.
Bring oil prices down, sell the extra, and start paying down debt. So, I mean, I think that the idea that the Democrats are going to drop a bad economy on him and it's going to fall apart on his watch is
Agreed.
fairly unlikely.
Agreed. Yeah, absolutely agreed. And I think that they've not thought this through completely. And I think they in their minds, there's a war in Ukraine and Russia, and there's their bad economy. And Trump said it. I liked as part of the thing I liked. He said best. He's like, I'm going to come in, and before I am officially in office, I'm going to solve the war in Ukraine. He said that. So again, go check that. He said that during the debate, and I think he will. He's just going to go in and say, Putin, Zelensky, I'm with you. We're together. Make the peace plan. Putin, you get the block from Ukraine that you've wanted. Zelensky, shut up. Go back to Kiev. You're going to be. You get nothing. You get a peace plan. You're safe. You're fine. Go back to Kiev, and that's it. That's it. Yeah. That's it. It's done. Right. It's done. I mean, no one's going to care. Everyone's going to be happy. Germany's going to be happy. This is a crazy thing. That's like, I mean, German politics, they don't talk about it because Germany is owned by America, maybe literally. That's another topic for the podcast. They're actually still, they've never actually given over their official, the U.S. Conquered them, and they've never actually given that back officially. So Germany is actually pretty much a vassal state of America. That's true. Look that up again, everyone. That's actually true. So if America says that's how it goes, Germany says, okay, yes, master. Yes, master. But if Germany actually could say, they would say, Germany was the one who had their pipeline destroyed. Right. Germany, that was to us. That was here. We had to pay more money for our pipeline. That wasn't America. That wasn't England. That wasn't Russia or Ukraine. That was Germany. So Germany, of course, wants peace in Ukraine. They want to fix the pipeline to Russia because they want the Russian gases, because German politicians are a bunch of morons who shut down all the nuclear power plants, and so we don't have any power. We don't have any energy except for from Russia. And you know what happened? Russia gave us energy, and then the U.S. and the English bombed it. So again, guys, this is really basic stuff. Yeah. Germany wants peace in Ukraine and Russia. Everyone wants peace in Ukraine and Russia, except the global elites like Biden, like it used to be Boris Johnson. I don't even know. Who is it in England now? I don't even know. Biden, whatever. Obama, whoever runs the globalist elites. I don't know. And so, again, this is something to keep in mind, that the actual people, everybody wants peace in Ukraine. I have friends from Ukraine. Friends. Like I work with people from Ukraine. I want peace in Ukraine. I do. I don't want war in Ukraine. Nobody wants war in Ukraine except those who make money with war in Ukraine. Anyway, Dad, we could probably talk about this for hours, but it's all right, guys. I'm a little, I'm running hot today, and it's also very hot today. It's also like 100 degrees.
Oh my! Well, we this was a 20-minute podcast here, and we're
20-minute podcast that went 35 minutes. You guys know how we be. No, I appreciate it, Dad. Thanks for coming on. And look, stay tuned again, guys. I know some of you don't like hearing about politics. If you've been here this long, obviously you do. So thank you for that. The Catholic Family Podcast, it got that name because I like the name. It's not always Catholic material. It's not always theological material. It's not always saintly material. It's pretty much things that we think people want to be talked about, things that people are talking about themselves, or, of course, things that are useful to them, things that they can learn from, saints' stories, theological matters, etc., philosophy, of course. But that's not always the case. Sometimes we're going to talk about things that are going to be talked about around the table. And of course, this is one of them, being the recent debates. It will not be the last time we talk about politics. We hope you all enjoyed it.
Let me throw a couple really quick shout outs here. If you're looking for something that is just more purely spiritual, more purely theological, more purely Catholic, Saturday mornings with Thomas Zieber and the Our Lady, or the Friends of Our Lady podcast. Excellent stuff every single week. It's awesome. And then we've started a series on Wednesdays with Father Benedict and going through basic catechism, the basics. Also awesome. So 2 great shows if you're interested.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and we planned, of course, more podcasts with priests, etc. And we'll definitely get back to that as well. But we're going to keep doing politics. So if you don't like that, then you can unsubscribe. It's a free country. For now. We'll see how long that lasts until communism comes, and then we are no longer allowed to pick what we podcast about. Dad, thank you very much. Everyone, thank you very much for your patience. Black Pillars, thank you. If you've stuck around this long, then you guys are awesome. Seriously, then props to you. High five. I doubt you're still here, but if you are, thank you. And I do actually like a lot of these people who are Black Pillars. Like, legitimately, I like them.
Great folks, yeah.
So the people is not the problem. It's the opinions that are the problem. And I very much am against them, which by now everyone knows. So it happens. Yeah, we can disagree on some stuff. Comment, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Please let us know what you think. And let us know if you want us to talk about any of the other politics going around, what's going on, or of course, regarding if you want to hear about a saint, or if you want to hear about a different opinion, if you want to hear about how to raise children. We're actually starting to talk about writing a pamphlet about new parenting. So stay tuned for that. One thing at a time. Dad, until next time, it's been a long 20 minutes. And we'll do it again sometime. God bless.
God bless.